Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call this meeting to order today and welcome everybody here today for our Friday, June the 21st, 2024 special call board meeting on the budget here. So I'm glad to see everybody here is in the courtroom and anybody that's in the virtual world. All right. Our first item today would be on the school budget. I could have a motion here I'd like to read. My motion is to approve a total Northumberland County school budget of $21,529,046 for the fiscal 24-25 school year. $14,855,244 would be Northumberland County's portion of that school budget, of which $586,828 was set aside for all school employees to receive a 3% salary increase and health insurance increases. The Northumberland County school budget shall be in categories with two equal payments of $10,764,532. My motion also requests quarterly Northumberland County school budget reviews. That's my motion. Motion on the floor. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against?
Nay.
All right, motion passes 4-1. All right. The next would be, let's see, Mr. Tadlock, I'll turn it over to you because you got a county salary scale, I think is what you want to deal with.
Yes, sir. Actually, before I get into that, as kind of an overall budget comment, the previous and current calendar year personal property tax rates within the budget resolution are broken out by vehicles, which is at the $3.60 at 35% assessment ratio, and that's the NADA, but it's now going to the J.D. Power. And all other personal property is at $3.60 at 40% assessment ratio of the NADA, now the J.D. Power. Machinery and tools, along with merchants' capital, has varying other rates. While the proposed fiscal year 25 budget figures represent the rates as previously stated for the upcoming calendar year regarding the personal property tax, the advertisement of the fiscal year 25 budget for the personal property was advertised at $3.60 at 35% assessment ratio of the NADA, now the J.D. Power, for vehicles, and inadvertently leaving out the $3.60 at 40% assessment ratio for all other personal property. The ad should have contained the 40% assessment ratio to have covered both vehicles at the 35% and all other personal property at the 40%. Because the ad did not include the 40%, we will need to adopt the 35% assessment ratio for now. However, since the personal property is based on the calendar year, not the fiscal year, we do have time to advertise this matter for a public hearing at the July 11th, 2024 meeting if the board wishes to do so, prior to the books being handed over to the Commissioner, from the Commissioner of the Revenue to the Treasurer. This is not changing the rate of the personal property for vehicles or other personal property, it is correcting the tax rate and how it was advertised in the paper. Again, the budget included the correct figures, and we need the ad to reflect the figures in the budget. I've been in contact with the county attorney regarding this matter and have gotten guidance on this. If the board wishes to do so, like I said, we can advertise that for the July 11th board meeting, regular board meeting at 7 p.m. The board would not be able to take action on that until 7 days later, just as you do on the regular budget.
All right. What's the board's pleasure, or does the board have any questions?
I make a motion we move forward.
All right, I got a motion and second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? All right, Mr. Tadlock.
All right, next item is the fiscal year 25 pay scale proposed, and that just has a 1.5% shift. And we did adjust this last year and requesting to adjust it again this year.
All right. Comments from the board? Or is the board ready for a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. We have a motion to have second. All right, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against? All right.
All right, getting into the actual budget, the first item I would need is to approve the fiscal year 25 budget in the amount of $50,201,732.
All right. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
All right, 4-1.
All right, the next item is the tax budget resolution, and this does reflect for fiscal year 25 a tax of 66 cents per $100 of the assessed value, and that is a 5-cent increase. And again, as I stated earlier, this also does include the 35% that we will be having a future public hearing on.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Got a second?
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against?
Nay.
4-1, Mr. Tadlock.
All right, next item I have is the fiscal year 25 appropriations resolution. And based off the previous action, the board is looking to split the school division, $10,764,532. Part of that would be appropriated, and half of that would be unappropriated, to be appropriated later. The board also stated that you wanted that in categories. Are there specific categories that, because we are reducing that, are there specific categories in which you want reduced, or how do you want that spread out? Because we're also going to need to get with the school division and get that worked out.
When would those two appropriations be made? When would the first one be made?
Well, the first one would be made today.
Okay.
As part of the appropriations resolution, and then the second one would be at this fall or winter. It would have to occur before January 1.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board? Category, you want to take something out, or what? Or what?
I'm just not sure what's going to determine when we make the second appropriation.
We need to do it before January 1, 25. So it's just a matter of timing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so as long as we do it before January. So we'd probably do it in our regular board meeting that month in December.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be okay with you, Mr. Tadlock?
Yeah, I think you would just need to keep a close eye on it if you're doing it that way, and certainly be in contact with the school division, October, November timeframe.
And if it's needs to be done a little sooner, we can still do it sooner.
Okay.
It wouldn't make any difference. Doesn't have to be in December. All right. What's your pleasure of the board? So you're actually looking for?
I just need to know how to handle the reduction over those categories. Are you looking at equal across the categories? Are you looking at taking that reduction out of instruction, out of administration and health, out of transportation, operations and maintenance? There's not enough in technology to remove that.
All right, board have any suggestions?
I think that needs to be done by the superintendent.
The superintendent?
I don't think we need to pick and choose what category we're gonna put money in.
Is that what the board wants to do, or any other comments?
So right now, it's,
I don't think we should have, I'm gonna vote against that, because I don't think we should have categories at all. So that, that's the way I'm going.
yeah, so what they would need to do is come back to the board and let you know how those monies are going to be distributed.
That's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna.
need that motion, or just wait?
Yeah, well, it's going to be without any specific guidance, because you all are talking about categories, and that's the way the resolution is set up. It's going to be temporarily dropped in as a lump sum until we can get to those categories.
But that's
Just-
going to let them go ahead and get
Yeah.
started with their contracts now, so they can move on.
They move right on.
Yeah, I mean, you're still approving it by categories, but because I don't have a specific category where you want that removed from, that's where my concern is as far as this appropriations resolution.
That's fine by me, if that's what y'all want.
All right, so the total appropriated funds would be $33,193,417. The total unappropriated monies would be $10,764,532. So the total appropriated and unappropriated would be $43,957,949.
Okay. All right. You want to vote?
I need a motion on that.
All right, do I have a motion?
Move to approve the resolution.
All right, I have a motion and a second.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against?
Nay.
4-1, Mr. Tadlock.
The last resolution I have is regarding the personal property tax relief. I just need a motion on that.
Gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against? All right, Mr. Tadlock?
All right, that, it concludes as far as the budget is concerned for fiscal year '25.
All right,
I do have a couple of other items, if the board has time.
yeah, I think the board has time, if
Um,
I'm correct.
Absolutely.
All right,
First item is, there are two supplemental appropriations I need from the board. It's a supplemental appropriation and a transfer of funds. The first one is related to a vehicle sold by the sheriff's office and moving those monies to the capital improvement vehicle line item to help offset the purchase of another vehicle. And that's to line item 9103-7029 in the amount of $4,087.
Move to approve the transfer.
all right, got a motion, do I have a second?
Second it?
Got a motion and a second, any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against?
And the second item is for the sheriff's office as well. It's regarding the court security fee in the amount of $32,334.69. It's a supplemental appropriation and transfer to 3102-1004.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
Move to appropriate.
All right, got a motion to have a second?
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
All right, and the last item I have is regarding the reassessment office location. I've had Mr. Basie looking into that for us a little bit further. He did find one location in Callio that would be willing to not charge anything for a couple months But after that, we would certainly have to work out something with that individual. At this time, because we're looking at a July 1 date, it may be best to look at trying to use the upstairs of the courthouse on a temporary basis for internet and phone reasons. If that's all right, I'll just move forward with that unless the board has any questions.
All right, what's the board's pleasure?
Well, I guess the time's getting close, so you might as well
Yeah, time's getting close on us.
get it ready and have an office for that assessment.
You got air up there?
We don't. That's the only concern for up there. We would have to, at this point, we would have to do some sort of fans. We do have the estimate from Southern Air.
Is that going to be okay on the communications equipment, computers and so forth?
I mean, it would be warmer up there, certainly at this point in time.
With the offer from Mr. Carter to use his building, what's the turnaround time in getting the internet and the phone and air compared to getting it set up?
Yeah, that I don't know. We would have to check into
It may
that.
take the same amount of time.
And if
And
that's the
I'd
case,
rather be in one place and they got heating and air here and,
You know, we're gonna have to do something with heating air there
yeah.
in the old courthouse.
I would see what the timeline would be on getting in this space.
All right, we can check into that.
I'm not
keep
familiar
the board
with Mr.
updated.
Porter's building. Where is that?
That's the old Village Green Golf Course. It's the pro shop is what he's offered.
Well, it's the pro shop or the apartments, and the apartment is set up, I think, has better availability. They already have a line going in for the internet access. But there again, I don't know what the turnaround time is to get that connected. But we'll check further into that.
All right,
That's all I have.
all right. Board members, you have anything?
Yes, I have. Mr. Taylor, the housing assessment, when is the meeting? I know I talked to Jerry, said waiting on you for the meeting.
Yes, sir. We have finalized the contract with DHCD, and it's just a matter now of getting the meeting set up. Mr. Davis did email me earlier this week, and I need to get back in touch with him in setting that meeting date up. We're trying to get through the budget first, but
Okay.
yes, sir,
now,
we'll follow up on that.
the Next thing, the cigarette tax. We have generated quite a bit of money, right? From what I received at the last meeting, over 51,000.
Yes, sir. I was getting ready to say it was around $50,000 that we've received so far.
Was that
And
applied,
that's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
was that applied to the budget and everything?
The board had asked that all of that be placed in the capital improvements fund. And that 50,000, roughly 50,000 is as of January 1
Right. Okay,
of this year. So,
that's all I have.
All right, any more, other board members have anything?
Nothing other than a motion to adjourn.
All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
You just got it.
All right, can I have a second?
Got a second?
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming today. Appreciate everything. Look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.